Hey sports fans, greetings from the fourth dimension. I'm Gary Hughes coming to you live from the Rondori Productions Visual Effects Department, where anything can happen. I want to give you guys a very brief update on how we're coming with Rocket Patrol, our homage to 1950s science fiction television. Essentially, we've got all the principal shooting finished. We do have a couple of very minor pickups to do and a couple of little things to build. I don't want to tell you too much about that right now, but we have pretty much moved on to the next phase of production, and for me it is hands down the most time consuming, and that is visual effects and post-production work. I'm going to show you a very brief example of a shot that we did that's about 16 seconds long of our vacuum cleaner miniature, and how we brought that into the computer and using After Effects CS55 created a garbage mat around the support armature holding up the model, because we don't want to show that in our final shot, and animated that garbage mat one frame at a time, and then took our final image and composited that, keyed out the green screen and composited that against a background, and then finally added our music, our sound effects, and in our case, since we're going for an old television look, we put a black and white filter on there and added some dust and scratches to kind of dirty it up a little bit. Now, I can't tell you how tedious something like this can be. To give you an example, this particular shot was 16 seconds long. Now, we shot Rocket Patrol at 24 frames per second in order to give it a quote-unquote film look. So, in other words, at 24 frames per second, 16 seconds of footage is going to entail 384 individual frames, which need to be digitally manipulated. We need to have the various keyframes on the garbage mat animated so that as the ship moves across the screen, we continue to block out or mat out the support armature on the rocket ship, and it gives it the look that we want it to. So let's take a quick look at what we did so far, and then I'll come back and wrap things up here. One, and action. And hey, that's all there is to it. Now, hopefully, everybody will understand why it's taking so long to finish Rocket Patrol. It really is a meticulous process. However, the results, however primitive in our case, are worth the effort. So we're pressing forward. I'll try to keep you guys updated on our progress as we get a little closer to completing this one. In the meantime, I want to give some real quick shout outs to some other people who are working on some very cool projects that I think you might be interested in. The first is our buddy Douglas Montz out in Phoenix, Arizona, braving the heat out there, working on his science fiction film, Space Rangers. I'm telling you, Professor Mons has single-handedly redefined the role of silver spandex in science fiction filmmaking. I've seen just some very brief clips of what he's done, and it looks really good. So be sure and check out Space Rangers. Secondly, my main man from Spring, Texas, my brother from another alien mother, the irrepressible Professor Bill Hughes and Company are just about done with his sci-fi epic, Matt Mercury. This thing is going to be a blast. It looks like a real roller coaster ride. I'm talking great miniature work and electronics, killer CGI, great soundtrack, really cool costumes, alluring space vixens, and a hero replete with blonde wig and eyeliner. Really, man, there's something in this one for everyone. So be sure and watch the skies for Matt Mercury. They're going to be done pretty shortly here, and you definitely are not going to want to miss that one. Finally, Rocket Patrol's resident grand poobah of all things related to miniature work, mask making, mold making, model making, armatures, film effects, CGI. Our very own Professor Steve Neal and his faithful companion Mary Cacchiapaglia are currently in pre-production on their science fiction film Martians Attack SNG. Now this is basically a way for Steve and Mary to showcase all the various types of voodoo they do at SNG Studios. So if you are interested in film effects, masks, prosthetics, animation, CGI work, anything like that, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. I don't want to jinx it, but if the stars and planets correctly align, there is a possibility that I may be doing a very brief cameo in Martians Attack SNG with the #1 monster kid himself, Bob Burns. So hopefully everything will work out and we'll have a chance to participate in that, because again, it looks like a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, beam on over to Facebook, check out Douglas Montz and Space Rangers, Bill Hughes and Company with Matt Mercury, and finally SNG Studios, Martians Attack SNG. And by all means, come on by the Rocket Patrol Facebook group, become a cadet today, and become a part of everything that goes on over there, because it is a lot of fun. We got some very cool people involved. And last but not least, I want to give a very special shout out to Rocket Patrol's First Lady of Space Art, our very own cadet Allie Reese, who was nice enough to do the background art for the video clip that I showed you earlier on. So Cadet Allie, well done. We really appreciate all your help on this, and it really made it look that much cooler. So that's basically it, sports fans. Gary Hughes bidding you farewell from Rondori Productions Visual Effects Department. And remember, gang, watch the skies.